welcoming Sri Vedavaridi, Dr. P Ramanujan. Sri Ramanujan hails from the illustrious family of Sanskrit scholars. Thanks to Dr. Ramanujan's efforts, one can now access Shastras through the computer. In the late 1920s, his father, Ganapati Parankushar Swami, won a prize in Sanskrit. When he asked whether he wanted the prize of rupees 3,000 in cash or kind, he asked for books. So thus, his illustrious son, Sri Ramanujan, acquired a wonderful library. This enabled his son, Sri Ramanujan, to pore over the books every day. So Sri Ramanujan spent 7 years putting the contents of Shastras into a database. He culled 30,000 sutras from all Shastras, classified the different aspects of the Shastras, and gave his compendium the name Sakala Shastra Sutra Kosha. When a retired professor of physics from IIT Madras, who became a sannyasi after being initiated by Sringeri Pontiff Paramananda Bharati, organized a conference in Delhi on Sanskrit and computers, Sri Ramanujan told him about the Kosha, and he was asked to present the paper at the conference. This paved the way for his entry into CDAC, Pune in 1990, when he developed Deshika, a computer comprehensive package for generating and analyzing Sanskrit words. When Sri Ramanujan joined CDAC, their ISCII standard was in testing stage. Sri Ramanujan wrote the Vedic part of the standard. Sri Ramanujan made second presentation in Parliament in 1993. The question now was about how to handle differences between Vedic and classical Sanskrit. Sri Ramanujan replied that this would pose no problems and showed a 73 by 26 matrix. That is 73 individual characters in Vedic part and 26 parameters. For every Vedic syllable, there are 3 components: consonant, vowel, and accent, and each syllable has 26 parameters which define it fully. In 1984, CDAC began work on Vedic fonts, and today all the Vedas have been rendered machine readable, searchable, analyzable Shastric contents, Itihasas, Puranas, Divya Prabandhams are all now available too, with value added features such as retrieval as word, stem, compounds, including Boolean search. You can use same keyboard layout for any script. That's his wonderful contribution in digitizing the ancient scriptures. Dr. Ramanujan was principal investigator of Trakshya, that is technology for analysis of rare knowledge systems for harmonious youth advancement project, which envisages providing Sanskrit institutions across the country with high-speed connectivity for promoting heritage computing activities. Contents have also been developed for online study. 3 courses have been designed: Vedic processing, Shastras and manuscript processing. We have video lectures by 40 scholars. Students can access the lectures through their mobiles. If a student wants to search something later, he can do so, for verbatim transcript is available. For manuscript processing, a computer application program called Pandolipi Samshodhaka has been developed by CDAC, which has browse, search, index, and analyze and hyperlink features. He is president of Computer and Sanskrit section of All India Oriental Conference. He is a project coordinator of Sanskrit Net project of Ministry of Human Resource Development through Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapita Tirupati. He is a member of the Technical Expert Network in Government of India. He is a member of the Advisory Board Unit of Sanskrit in IIT Delhi. He is an expert member, Board of Studies in PG Department of Sanskrit, Kannada, Telugu, Hindi and Foreign Languages in Bangalore University. He is a member, Academic Committee and Implementation Committee, Deccan College Sanskrit Dictionary Project from MHRD. He is a member, Curriculum Committee for Sanskrit Information, Rashtriya Sanskrit Samsthanam, New Delhi. He has been writing, teaching, discoursing on Vedic learning since 1975, and he has edited with a detailed introduction in Sanskrit Lakshmi Sahasram of Mahakavi Venkatadhwari. He has written a series of articles in Kannada under the running series of Trayi Maya on Vedic Samskaras, etc. in Ramanuja, a Kannada quarterly in the 80s. He has won many awards: Veda Vardi, Veda Vijnana Shiromani, Vaidika Bhushanam Asthana Vidwan, Vachaspati, Doctor of Literature, and Samskrita Mitra, and so on. On behalf of all of you, I accord him a very warm welcome. The seminar will be chaired by our Vice President of the Institute, Shri Dr. DN Manjunath. Dr. Manjunath was in 5th October 1942 in a village. He has BA from St. Joseph's College, Bangalore, 1961, and MA in History from Mahasi Gangotri, Mysore, 1963. He joined police service as PSO in 1964. He was selected as Deputy Superintendent of Police in 1970. He was promoted as SP in 1976. He worked as SP CID in 4 districts from 1979 to 1989, Bellary, Dharwad, Tumkur and Mysore districts. He was Deputy Commissioner of Police Traffic from 1989 to 1990. He became Deputy Inspector General of Police and Director of Food and Civil Supplies Department, Government of Karnataka, in which capacity he worked from 1990 to 1992. He was Deputy Inspector General of Police, Davangere, from 1992 to 1995. He was head of the Bangalore Metro Protection Task Force. From 1996 to 2000, he worked as DGP and later as IGP of Karnataka. He carried out his duties as a police officer without fear, without favor, and he is well known for his absolute straightforwardness. He is a member of the Public Service Commission of Karnataka from 2000 to 2002. After the KPSC membership, he served as Honorary Vigilance Director in Karnataka Lokayukta. He has been awarded Dasara State Sports Award in Wrestling 1987. He is President's Police Medal for Meritorious Service in 1989, and he is a very good sportsman too. He is expert in wrestling, judo, karate, weightlifting, athletics, billiards, table tennis, badminton, and so on. And he has a lot of literary interests: literature, Kannada, English, Sanskrit, philosophy, psychology, and astrology. He has deep interest in these studies. Now he is serving our institute as Vice President. I welcome on behalf of all of you. So thank you all. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Sri Ram Prakash, for that wonderful introduction. Like in most IT companies, when you join the first day, your work will be in arrears for just about 6 months. So here also we are starting with a backlog of about 25 minutes. We are sorry about it. We'll try to make it up. So I now request Dr. TV Raju, Director, RV Institute of Management, to speak on Indian management education, problems and perspectives. Thank you.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಸೀನರಾದಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾವಂತ ಮಿತ್ರರಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಿರಿಯ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕಿರಿಯ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನನಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇರೋರು ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮಸ್ಕರಿಸಿ, ನನಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ 4-6 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ತಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ರವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು 30 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. 30 ಗಂಟೆ ಮಾತನಾಡೋಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ನ 30 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಒಂಥರ ಸಂತೋಷವೂ ಇದೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ನಾನು 1880ಇಂದ ಏನೇನಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ತುಂಬ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಥೆನೇ ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈಗ in the beginning of 20th century, we heard certain aspects of management. That is how, of course, the journey started. And now, especially since 30 years, there is a lot of talks going on, and many seminars, workshops, conferences, and so many such things are going on in order to just say that the education is at crossroads. In every workshop, in every seminar, we say so. Likewise, the management education is also at crossroads. And this is a common talk that's being heard. And we always tell about the problems of management education, but how to solve such problems. And temporary solutions may not help us in order to eradicate these problems. At least we want to have some permanent solutions. In order to have permanent solutions, the people who are very much in the sphere of management education should think very, very seriously on the type of problems that we come across, especially in the modern management education. And now, of course, it's very difficult to say the exact number of management institutions operating in India, but the approved institutions from the recognized bodies, the approved institutions are just 1,620. And the different types of management education institutions we have. So in the first place, there are management educational students like, management education institutions like IIMs, highly reputed institutions, and every IIM is the independent body by itself. Even between IIMs, right, lot of freedom is there, and they can have an connection with one another, but they are independently dependent on various things. So that is one thing. And the second one is the branded institutions we have. And the third one is those institutions which are very much approved by the regulatory bodies like All India Council for Technical Education, which takes care of the management education in India currently. We don't have a separate body, a separate council for management education as a regulatory body in India so far, right? And at the same time, so we have to think about, or whenever we ask a student, so whenever he has to pursue his management education in any particular institution, he will ask only 2 questions. The one is what he wants from the management educational institute, and secondly, what it is going to offer. That is the second one. These are the 2 questions which arise in the minds of a student whenever he has to join or whenever he has to take up a PG program in management education or an undergraduate course in the management education as such. As far as the undergraduate courses are concerned, lot of institutions have undergraduate courses, but a definite directions have not been set by the concerned authorities who have offered this particular course after such courses being instituted in the university level as such. And the PG programs are very much affiliated to various universities, and PG programs in management with technical institutions like engineering colleges, they are all very much affiliated to the Visvesvaraya Technological University, and likewise the non-technical institutions which have MBA programs are very much affiliated to the concerned universities in their jurisdiction. This is what exactly the status. And of course, when we quote Swami Vivekananda, so Swami Vivekananda says, we want the education by which character is formed and the strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. This kind of education is very much required, not only in case of other courses being taught by various institutions, but this is very apt as far as the management education is concerned. And on the other hand, Vivekananda's words are even today very, very relevant, especially for those institutions and also the teachers who are very much in the sphere of management education. So Vivekananda says that it is what kind of the education that we require is, it is just an training of mind, and it is an integrated system of education that is what is required, and which totally concentrate on the training of mind. So here the power of attention is automatically increased according to Swamiji. And next, the work efficiency is also increased, and it will also develop the required abilities to solve the problems of life. These are the three things, of course, we remember or we can recall as far as the integrated education system advocated by Swami Vivekananda. Right. So basing on this, of course, we'll have to have some discussions on this as far as the management education is concerned. So here, I told you already or mentioned already that what exactly the student thinks of a management institution when he has to pursue his management program either at the undergraduate level or at the postgraduate level. I will try to concentrate some more on the postgraduate level, because in undergraduate level, of course, I can rightly say, and I feel sorry to say that, so these undergraduate programs in management education run like any other general course, and it is not so, because this is almost a technical course and takes a shape of professional course, and it has to be run in a different fashion altogether. Right. So thereby, the very environment that is to be provided for management education is totally different compared to any other the general graduations are concerned. That has not been happening. That is the reason why at undergraduate level, so the system fails to attract the more number of students towards it. But as far as the PG program is concerned, of course, it is a very lucrative course and MBA program and attracts so many people. And of course, it all depends on the job market once again. And whenever there is a variation in the job market, there is a variation in the admissions also. Right. Therefore, these are all directly related to the very environment, directly related to the management education. But on the other hand, whenever a student has to take up this particular course, I tell you, so he will have some questions in his mind. Of course, major two questions I have already mentioned, and the other important question that he normally arises in his mind is, so he thinks about an institution in such a way, so what is that peer group with which he has to deal with? This is also, or he has to interact with. This is a very, very important in the minds of students. And whenever he gets into the educational institute or a management education institute, right, what kind of faculty with whom he has to discuss or he has to interact, and what kind of students with whom he has to interact. So likewise, and he tries to think about the group that is operating the whole operations in that particular organization. And if he is very much convinced about it, he will try to rather say look at it. Otherwise, so in the first step itself, he tries to take back himself and from that particular institute as such. And another one is what kind of alumni base a particular organization has. Alumni base. That is most important. So what kind of contributions being made by alumni? And he can definitely meet a group of alumni so who says something about the organization, because they are the silent ambassadors of any particular management institution who can just spread the message about a particular institution, whether it's good or bad. So thereby, peculiar advertisements, what we see nowadays, or pages together advertisements, what we see in the dailies, that kind of publicity, that kind of advertisements, I don't think it is necessary. If you are capable of, or if you are able to answer the various questions being raised by a particular student who has to join this particular MBA course as such, or there is a management education course as such. So thereby the alumni, what exactly the contribution? And what alumni can contribute many things, of course. Of course, they can develop an industry network with the institution, and they can bring people, expert people to support the institution in various ways. So likewise, the alumni can they themselves can organize various programs for the organization, and etc. So many things can be done, but it's not, rather said, time is not available for me to explain each and every activity that's being supported by an alumni group in any particular institution as such. But anyway, you know what the alumni can do. So that is more than enough. And on the other hand, the faculty. So this is a very, very important aspect that we look at the faculty in a management education.